MDT NT MAAeT WAe. The words of truth, 1. 5 straight nights of dreams in the 4th month of 1423 are the 10th month of 5,754. And this was a Monday, waking up on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in June 2002. Note that the dreams were in hieroglyphs with some translations or understanding held in the mind. Some of the book was lost and there was some fragmentation. I tried my best to have the correct language. And I later obtained a copy of Ketubim Baruch, and I noticed some similarities between the contents. I've also noticed some of the similarities between the rules of Maat and some others Egyptian text. Chapter 1. And this, I've arranged this into 22 verses. These are the words of Ja'far Sa'id Anbak Netcherwa. Thou with the same eye, wise and the service of the one God. Ibn which I write in the land of the eagle, whose number is 19 and 31. In 5 was protection, and in 7 was energy. I did light the candles so that I could read the recited. They were read again and again, and the words did affect all those who heard them. The elders, the kings, the nobles, and all from the lowest to the highest who did hear took part, compelling to weep, pray, and fast, wealth given according to power. And sent to all in peace, I say, we are all priests and priestesses, the vessels for the house of worship, Hatnetcher, are made in 10 of 7. The king of the world did place the princes, Yamutta, mighty ones, and all the people into the world in peace. To some they said, we gave to others the means for the offerings. We must prepare the Dubhatnetcher, the offering bread, to offer on the altar of Netcherwa, the one and only God. To say, pray that we live forever and ever. Yenya Anya Yamui Ani Anu. I ask you, O Lord, to increase my strength. Yuwan na yurt subsun Yuwan na yurt subsun Yuwan na yurt subsun ship. Yuwan na yurt subsun ship. Open my eyes, open my eyes, open my eyes, open my eyes. I ask, make me powerful in good works. In the past, I have brought and put out sin. I ask that the one and only deity remove, seize, and destroy any or all of them. MDT NT WAe. The words of the one and only deity shall be read and ye shall confess in the hut nectar, the temple, or worship, or wherever you can to come Samu, the one without second. Natri, heart, mouth, brain, ear, every and all belong to the Divine One. Declare to the priests, the princes, the kings, the learned, and to our families. We have all sinned before the forgiver of sins, Yisfut. I ask the powerful deity to order me from sin. Yisfut. We have been forgetful and careless. Evil clings to us and its harsh reward. Yet, out that of open hand gave us Nepur, good of gifts. Satcham, listen, and this is a strong form of the word, to the word of the one and only deity. Listen to the words truth. Nevertheless, the clay beings will use evil pretending and Shamsu worship other than nature, and do works pleasing for the evil one. Hup, hup, set. So works for set. And we have here Masach, the children of the devils, much in the way that the and I'm not showing up on screen, so I can't show you the text, but what are your thoughts as I
well, I've gathered big changes are definitely needed. But how could this come about without unity of some sort? The more people that maybe connect with a spiritual side and less with from the ways of a conditioned world, would the better. Or could this change be spiritual, as in each individual self, and not so much on the world, on the worldly side of things, which I think a spiritual one's inner spiritual self would eventually influence the outside world. I also picked up another thing. Dreams give a lot of insight. I've even heard of how people will even have nightmares before they hear of a death or something traumatic.
well, obviously my practice is that I do when going to sleep, that I've posted about, and going over stuff gives me different dreams than a person who says I'm going to watch reruns of shows and the news and basically things that are generally worthless. But as as I'm saying in something that I'm going to release in July, or I think I've probably released this video afterwards, is that people hide their stuff in their fiction. So why not go over mythology and science and all that stuff going to sleep, rather than let somebody else put their agenda that you think is just wasting their time, but they're really putting in their sorts of stuff into stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like a hidden message or something.
And some of it's deliberate, some of it's not, some of it's whatever, but
yeah.
And so, yeah, one of the things that happens is obviously my dreams kind of jumble a bit. And I don't think, like, I'm not, this copy that I have in my hand may be the only physical copy left of this series of dreams. And I'm not sure where the disc is either. Hundreds of people downloaded it when it was posted online back then, back 20 years ago. But I don't know, I don't know what has come of that. So I wrote it down as best as I could when I wrote it down. I think there was some more to it other than in my handwritten copy, but I'm transmitting what I can. But you work out in your dreams your own understandings of things. So, and some of it, it's not that people are wrong or something. It's that there are some personal differences with things. And I know Crowley is as vague as possible with some stuff that some people can make different interpretations left and right. Like here, some particularly vague things would be in 10 of 7. Well, you know, that reminds you of the thing in Revelation, the 10 horns and the 7 heads or something, but I don't think that's what's being meant. I think the 19 and 31 is particularly important, but I think part of the reason why America's never had any more than 50 states is because it wants to live up to certain prophecies about 50. And those prophecies would not be fulfilled if they ever changed the number from something other than 50. And there's certain stuff that America couldn't do until it was 50 states. So it had to divide the Oregon Territory into 3 states, and it had to divide some other places. I mean, there was more to it than that, but you know what I mean? There's sort of a mythology to it. The word sujum is kind of similar to, it's similar to the word for cherub, I think. For some reason, they don't sell cherub. This has nothing to do with anything really, but the cherub has, it's hard to get cherub nowadays, but it's a big pig food. So they feed the pigs more than they feed the people in this country. And so they've made certain the good corn, they're more likely to feed the altered corn to us because for some reason, oh, the starchy, sticky corn that's hard to digest, you know, that's what you want to eat. It's like, no, it's not. I want the old-fashioned corn that you can eat 10 years of corn in a July picnic, and maybe that was too much for the day, but you didn't do that every day. But now can't even eat one of those things because they've altered them.
True.
And honestly, things aren't too unique. You know, obviously some ritual formulas here, you know, to open your eyes. So I don't know, some opening the eye ceremony thing, but we're all supposed to be priests and priestesses. I mean, some people don't choose to be so, but that's what we're really supposed to do. It's like, yeah, you pick somebody who knows more of the material or more of this or that to lead the ritual. This idea that the guy is just better than everybody else and you have to pay him and all this stuff. It's like, well, either take turns or, you know, he does that as a part-time thing. And because it used to be what you did your work and then you get called off the fields or something and you all grouped together and then you came back, then you headed right back out and got to work. So it's like everybody had the same thing, but you know.